It was my girlfriend's birthday, and I wanted to go all out with a surprise that would be both fun and, let's say, unforgettable. I had seen in movies those cliché, sexy surprises, and I thought, why not try it myself? So I went into the kitchen, grabbed a can of whipped cream, and started covering my chest with it. To make it extra festive, I put on one of those cone-shaped birthday hats. But I wasn't done yet. I took gift wrapping paper, taped it around my body, and basically turned myself into a half-naked present. I stood at the door, giggling to myself, and then burst into her room singing, "Happy birthday to you," in the worst voice possible. The whipped cream was dripping down my chest, the paper was tearing at every step, but I was committed. My girlfriend's eyes widened, and not in the way I expected. That's when I noticed she wasn't looking directly at me, but behind me. I froze. Slowly, I turned my head toward the door and almost fainted. Her mom had arrived early to surprise her too. She was standing there with a small cake box in her hands, mouth wide open, staring at me wrapped like some kind of nightmare gift. The worst part? She didn't say a word. She just placed the cake on the table, gave me a side eye, and walked away. My girlfriend laughed so hard she cried. Me? I was wishing I could disappear. My girlfriend and I had this little secret game. She would wear a wireless vibrator and I'd control it with my phone. It was our guilty pleasure, something we swore to keep between us. One evening, we were invited to dinner at her parents' house. She smirked at me and whispered, "Let's spice things up." Before I could protest, she slipped it on and handed me the remote app. I was nervous, but the thrill was addicting. At first, everything was subtle. I pressed a low vibration while we were eating salad, and she gave me that look only couples understand. We were having fun in silence. But then came the disaster. My phone, lying on the table, unlocked itself with a random touch. Somehow, it tapped the turbo button. Suddenly, she jolted in her chair, gasped, and dropped her fork with a loud clank. Her face turned red instantly. Everyone stared. Her mom leaned in and asked, "Honey, are you okay? Do you feel sick?" Her dad stood up, offering to drive her to the hospital. Meanwhile, I was in full panic mode, fumbling with my phone under the table. I finally managed to switch it off, and she rushed to the bathroom. I sat there sweating bullets, pretending to sip water like nothing happened. When she came back, her eyes were watery, but not from crying. She could barely hold her laughter. Later, when we were alone, she said between giggles, "That was the worst and best moment of my life. Since then, that little toy has never left the box labeled, 'Only at home.'" My ex-girlfriend was really into spiritual stuff. She believed in crystals, energy fields, moon rituals, you name it. I didn't understand much, but I went along because she was so passionate. One night, she told me she wanted to try something called a ritual of release. She said it would connect us on a higher plane. I shrugged and said, "Sure, why not?" She set the room with candles of different colors, incense filling the air, and tribal drum music playing from her phone. At first, it felt kind of mystical. She sat me down, placed crystals around the bed, and began chanting in a language I didn't recognize. I thought, okay, this is unusual but kind of cool. But then, things got strange. Her voice deepened, her body started shaking, and suddenly she was shouting, "Shalakar! Blessed be the fire!" Her eyes rolled back and her head moved like she wasn't in control. I freaked out. "Hey, are you okay?" I asked. She stared at me with this eerie intensity and said calmly, "Don't worry. I'm channeling ancestral energy." I tried to play along, but deep down I was terrified. The ritual went on for nearly half an hour, and by the end I was drained, not from cosmic connection, but from pure stress. That was the night I realized. Spirituality can be sexy to some, but for me, it was one ritual too far. My girlfriend and I thought it would be fun to spice things up with glow-in-the-dark condoms. The idea was silly but exciting. Turn off the lights and let the glowing magic begin. We waited until late, turned off all the lights, and got ready. But what we didn't expect was the black light bulb in her room. Instead of a faint glow, the thing lit up like a radioactive stick. When I looked down, it wasn't romantic, it was absurd. I was glowing bright green like a neon lightsaber straight out of Star Wars. My girlfriend took one look and burst out laughing so hard she fell off the bed. I tried to keep a straight face. But then I saw my reflection in the mirror, glowing like some alien experiment, and I lost it too. The mood? Completely gone. We ended up lying there in the dark, laughing uncontrollably while my lightsaber lit up the entire room. Needless to say, the rest of the pack went straight into the drawer and never came back out. During the pandemic, my girlfriend had online college classes while I worked from home. We lived in a small apartment, so privacy was limited. One morning, she had a lecture starting in 15 minutes. We looked at each other and thought, we have time. Everything was fine, until she forgot one small but crucial detail. Her microphone was still on. In the middle of our moment, a soft moan slipped out. Then another, and then my voice clear as day. Do you like it like that? Silence, absolute silence. I froze, she froze. And then she bolted to her laptop like lightning, fumbling to hit the mute button. The rest of the day, she refused to check the chat box, terrified of what her classmates might have said. To this day, we still don't know how many people actually heard us. But every time she logs into an online class, she double-checks that microphone, twice. We went on a weekend trip to a small cabin in the woods. It was charming, but the only downside was no real bed. The host had left us an inflatable mattress instead. We set it up, tested it, and thought it would be fine. At first it was fun, until we realized every movement made the bed squeak loudly like a giant balloon. We tried to ignore it, but halfway through the valve popped open. The mattress started deflating slowly at first, then faster with each move. Within minutes, we were sinking into a pit of plastic. I tried adjusting, but it felt like we were sliding around in a half-empty swimming pool. She was laughing uncontrollably while I desperately tried to keep things going. Finally, we gave up. The mattress was flat, we were sweaty and annoyed, and we ended up lying on the cold wooden floor, tangled in a pile of deflated vinyl. We called it the betrayal of the inflatable bed, and now every time we see one in a store, we just look at each other and burst out laughing. And that's it for today's stories. Which one made you laugh or cringe the most? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button and share it with a friend who needs a laugh. Most importantly, don't forget to subscribe and join our growing Reddit story community. New videos are coming every week, and trust me, it only gets crazier from here. See you in the next one.